umevalia kondi 6-7 unadai to live. Basi ati mfuko iko 0-0. Mfuko umetoboka zero vizuri. Kesho sio yetu, nalala while hoping. And I lost my bro when my heart is broken. Leta gods wako pamoja ni utaka supu. Hawanishindi lines hata uongezeka supu. Gavani kama mesao yake task, yani hata Jim Carrey hawezi uza mask. Kenya, suti Italia, kuna mbota, filo, nato, riba na mboga. Na usilete fracas na dry gin. Look at what the cat had trapped in. Kwa life na value kama 5 things. Farm, health, wealth, oil, acidai, bling. Cold, kama left a palm. VIP New York and I left with Obama. With all the creation stuff good that you do. I'd like to have a discussion with you. You think I give a F about a top 10? I was top 10 nikiwatch Ben 10. Mistari ni Ken. Na wa mix utoda ni daru ya Ken. Aswa hakuna rapa anaandika kama anaandika first time. Siku kani. Ati anakaa kani. Yes, na mekitrain kani ni ya kani. Na mekitrain kani ni ya kani.
Nisikia watu na gigu tu. Hey, Buddha. Si watu wanaandika. Hey. Do you have personal experiences that you had reflections that influenced this album? Because kuna vitu zingine unasema hapo nani niko zile. Kuna vitu unasema story ya top 10. Wani hakuhesabiwa kwa top 10. Akachukua personal. Atilisema goats wote ni watengeze supu. Okay. Mimi nilikuwa top 10 ukiwa mna watch my band. Okay. I'm like, what's happening?
I think kwa nini nimeita album yangu The Year of the Pen is God has restored my pain. Like I have a new mojo. It's titled about life. Bro, niko na the new glow, you know.
That's true because this brother nearly died, man.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Niko in my second life. Actually, his second one, he's definitely. I got another. Yeah.
But this one that you went through. So for the Gen Zs who maybe are just tuning in, you have no idea what we're talking about. There's a period in time of King Kaka about a year or two ago.
Yeah.
He was very sick.
2.5, 3 years.
Yeah, he was very sick, and trust me, it was bad. And they did all the tests. They couldn't find nothing.
There was a time I was praying for a disease, man.
He was like, wacha nipatwe na kitu.
Yeah,
at least they know what we are attacking.
And everything was negative. I used to get doctors telling me, okay, tumetoka grafting and hauna cancer. And I would get pissed. Because I just wanted a disease. You know? But then I don't know. Initially I was like, what happened? But God is like,
it's God. I think there was
a time I bargained actually.
Oh.
Yeah, my bed.
You bargained with God?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, check it. I know this is my time. I'm ready for it. Buddha nilidanganya home wanipeleke Hosei because I didn't want my kids on nikitolea na body bag. Because I knew this was what was coming next. I could not walk, bro. I could not eat. I used to crawl to the washroom. Crawl, hivi. So ukiniona nimekaa hapa and I'm just smiling, I'm happy. Wasana nitaka excuse uko na furaha, you guys don't know. Yeah. Mimi nilibagain kurudi hapa mali niko. I'm healthy. Hata sasa hivi naingia gym nipunguze katumbo. Nimeanza hata leo nikwambia madhe mimi sitaongeza food. Because I want to maintain a certain weight. Unajua? I used to crawl to the washroom and I remember wakinipeleka Hosei. I couldn't sit because I was so thin. Like ningekaa, my bones would hurt me. Kukaa. And people don't know how much they are blessed, bro. I could sit down and it would hurt me, kukaa. So they used to put like a duvet or back seat. And I would sleep hapo hivi. And I remember when they were taking me to the hospital, tulifika pale pale after Imara, GRM ama inaitwa wapi?
After Imara.
On your way to Mombasa.
Or GM, General Motors.
General Motors.
Yeah.
Kulikuwa kwa traffic, and then big up to a very close friend of mine, my brother naitwa Kenny. He's the one alikuwa ananidrive nikienda usiku. And I remember niliinua kichwa yangu hivi, nikaona kuna msana anatembea anakula smoky. Anatembea anakula smoky. Do you know, I just looked at that guy for a few seconds. Msemazi ako blessed, yani msema amesikia njaa, akaenda kanunua smoky na anatembea akiikula. Oh, this guy is a miracle. This guy ako blessed. This guy
can make choices.
Yo, mi siwezi. And ilikuwa kwa back of my SUV, bro. Niko nyuma ya gari yangu yenye I cannot drive. My destination ni hospitali, but in my mind I'm like, take me to the hospital and die. But hapo nimedanganya farmer. Nipelekeni tu nikatreatie. Because I knew it was coming. And when I got to the hospital, I called my lawyers, bro, tonight to update will. And my lawyer didn't know I was sick. My lawyer comes to the hospital and the guy starts crying. And I'm like, hey, this is it, it's happening. Time is now, let's go. But now after foundation hospital, mi sikuwa nakula. Actually nilikuwa nisikia harufu ya food and I would puke. Hata nikaambia usiwasipitishange food kwa mbele ya room yangu. Because I can't eat. And then I brought, there's a night where I just, there's a line in a song when it will manifest. I said, ukiwa kwa giza, don't trust every light. Bro, they used to give me these antibiotics. Wanakudunga kama let's say 9 usiku. And utake hiyo mpaka 6, you cannot wake up. And administer with some machine. It has to give you that antibiotics in droplets. Exceedingly, there's a position that's how bad I was. The next move for me was going to the HDU, the community shield, right? And I remember that night, I woke up. But I know God I can't know the relation, not to do anything. So I told God, I think this is it, I'm ready now. Do vitu deadly pamoja mingi, nirudishe tufanye zingine gura na bagay, take me back tufanye zingine. We've done amazing things and people see, and I want them, cause now when I got healed, bro, it nikikula around and people tell me, man, say God is great. Vile tu umesema now, that's why I could relate. You see, Kenya niliposhow, we are in obbina TV, this is what I bargained for. Because now people see. Mpaka waleo, up to date, people tell me, oh, nimesikuzi, I see God. And bro, even when I get all these deals and all these corporate partnerships and favors, it's not me. I never give myself credit. Bro, people in my position, bro, me nimepiga milestones mingi in the industry. If I decide to just be a mtu wa kubrag, I say okay. I never show properties. You never see my car, you never see my house. I never show. That's one. Number 2, I never talk about money. Because hizi ni vitu za dunia. When I was sick, I realized I had nothing. I had money, but I had nothing. Bro, nilikuwa na dona sina kitu. Because I just figured out, okay. Hii dunia vile ulikuja ndo utaenda.
Live the way you can.
Na hata ile utaenda nao kwa coffee. Mtu atabia sema, alikuwa boy wangu mimi nimbaya suit. It's not even your favorite clothes. Utaenda nazo kwa grave. It's not even your favorite. Ile nguo una treasure. And someone will replace you. Gari yako itachukuliwa. this studio will be itarudishwa kwa nyumba, ofisi. So every day when we wake up is a blessing. We are so negative. Tunamkanga in the first thing tunafikiria ni vile. Hey man, start complaining. Count your blessings. I can walk. Squeeze nikiamka bro, that's the first thing I do. Anasema, I'll be able to witness your blessings. Tena leo umenichagua. Mimi ni baraka zako leo. Thank you. Already unachikimudi yangu usha change. And then make now after the works I call now my people. I didn't know kwaje. Niko poa. My business partner is okay. Call my mom. Are kwaje? Nimelala poa. My mom is around. My kids are, hey man, you guys are going to school. Yeah. Man, all that is only blessings that sets the tone for me.
I see people take a lot of things for granted and people complain too much. The video, if you can find the picture of King Kaka when he was in hospital, you can put it up on kando. Then also pia mkutano wenyu tunaisikia yote huku chapka WhatsApp. Let's not take this for granted. Yeah, he's spitting a lot of facts over here. You see, when you wake up every morning, there's a lot of people who didn't wake up that morning. When you get that githeri, that omena, there's someone who didn't get it. When you complain about something, kuna mtu ataiziona, kuna mtu ataizi kula, kuna nini?
Yeah, bro, there's a parable I have. Yeah. It was the parable of the promise. So one day people told God all these problems. Kila mtu amazee, God, me kiatu yangu imetoboka. Yeah. My house is leaking. Gari yangu ni mbaya. And guys said all these things. And God said, okay. Enough of the problems. Kujeni kesho, kila mtu abebe problem yake. And guys came. And God said, eka problem yako kwa mguu yako. At your feet, close your eyes. Take steps, 10 steps back, 5 right. Open your eyes. And kila mtu akafungua macho. Then God said, if you see a problem you like, take.
If you see a problem?
If you see a problem you like,
take it.
So unasema kiatu yako imetoboka, someone is praying for kiatu atakaye. Unasema your house is leaking, someone is praying for a leaking house. Unasema gari yako iko na shida. Unasema ati uko na mguu yako ya gari, kuna mtu anaomba tu hiyo mguu kama mfano. You don't like your face, kuna mtu ako na dislocated face, mtu alichoma face, anaomba tu Mungu nipe hata face, what human beings call basic.
Did they pick?
So even your problem is someone else's prayer.
That's true. So true, bro. Start being grateful.
So bask in the blessings.
Man, when you're in the hospital, you came out eventually. How long did this situation take?
Go get back?
No, the whole sickness and the whole thing.
It took almost a year. So how this thing started is, nilikuwa tu na sore throat. A basic sore throat, man. But sasa ilikuja ka escalate. And I went to OC too. I was like, niko na sore throat. I was in the Karen hospital at sababu kona sore throat. Let's be honest.
That's true.
And I went to a local to hospital hapo. And I even knew some of the doctors. Hey, mambo uko poa. Kona sore throat mbaya. Because I couldn't even swallow my saliva. Kumbe this guy gave me an outdated antibiotics.
Cheers.
Gava had faced it. And then alimpea in high dosage. So this thing now ilikuja. Actually, ikaisha. My sore throat ikaisha. But then a few weeks later, I started seeing side effects. I'm just losing weight. I can't eat. My taste is gone. I was like, so even the doctor mwenye nilikuwa naye ndo alitrace. I'm like, okay, let's trace. When was the last time ulichukua? And me, kila time ukienda OC, and I would suggest you do that. Every time ukienda OC nikiwa dawa, please take a photo of that. Me kila saa ukiniandikia dawa, I'll take a photo. Always. And I had that photo kwa simu yangu. When I showed, my doctor says, this is where the problem started. Because now my body ilianza kujikula. My everybody was like, white cells in a fight. It's like, nini inaendelea?
Where ni nani? White cells? No, I don't know you.
Wanapigana hapo wenyewe. While doing that, they were hurting me, you know.
Yeah.
But we thank God, bro. I had to go through that for people to see God and for me to realize.
Yeah.
Vile any ule mse.
Hiyo time si mama alikuwa broken.
Madha alikuwa anakuja osi, alikuwa anakaa hivi. Kuja saa hizi nipikia food. Yeah. Anakuja ananiangalia hivi the whole day anaenda. It was one of the saddest moments.
Man. Seeing mom in pain.
Anakuja alikuwa ananiambia alikuwa anaenda home and she tried praying anashindwa in the middle of the prayer.
Nobody thought and said labda umerogwa.
People said so many things. So many things.
Hii ni ukedi.
Yeah, so many things.
Hii ni TB.
Bwana nakumbuka msewa ukedi alikuja kunipima usiku. I'm like, amesema niaje, we have your blood in the lab. Now we want you to sign this form for us to authorize us to test. Nikamwambia by the time wewe kwa nini unakuja midnight wewe kwanza?
I didn't want to, kaka. We like privacy of our client.
Unakuja kunitishia hapa midnight. But that time I just wanted anything.
Leta tujue.
So baga inakuja negative unajaa. Because you just wanted to start medication, you know that?
Yeah.
And they drilled my hip bone. It's like, okay, we've tried TB, HIV, all the chronic diseases. So they said, now let's do cancer. So there's a procedure, they drill your hip bone. Ukiona. I have a video kwa simu yangu.
No.
Thank you. There's a syringe.
Okay, so let's continue. So they drill the hip bone. It's fine.
Ikona kama shimo.
They drill the hip bone wakatoa.
Identify your bone. Alafu they drill inafikadi kwa marrow. Right? Then ikishafika huko they pull the marrow into the syringe.
Hey! We get the point.
Then wakaipeleka tini wakuja kanaambia unfortunately hauna cancer.
Unfortunately.
Manze mimi niko hapa, I'm like, but we thank God alikuwa na a new destiny for me. Aliambia wewe rudi tupige shule.
Man. Hiyo time ulikuwa na Nana pia.
Yeah.
She went through it as well. Yeah. Watoi
will go through it. I think vile nilienda hosi my daughter hatukuambiaga. I just sneaked. Nikapeleka hosi. Sikutaka. Alafu nilikuwa nashinanga kwa room. Sitokangi. And I used to wear so many clothes. Wasishikanisha na maudi kwa hao makofia. Wanasanga kwa nini budana anaenda show.
Swag.
Lakini nimekata bro. So when I was in hospital, nikirudi because my daughter like, you knew where I was at? Like, yeah, I had one day, Mama and the house manager, they were preparing like porridge for it. And that's how I knew you're in hospital. Because nilikuwa naongelesha nikiwa OC. I'll let you know when I'm coming back home. I'm just gone, I'm handling some business.
Trying to be strong.
No. Yeah, it's crazy.
Whew. God. Text. So some things happen. So there's a time I convulsed. I'd come from a gig. It was somewhere, I think it was in Nairobi school. Then I did a gig, but not for the school. It was a corporate that was doing something like team building. Went back home. I think I had like food. Then I lay on the couch like this. I woke up at Guru Nanak Hospital. So apparently, I was foaming in my mouth, stretching nini. So I was carried by the soldiers nini. Mzuri kuishi na watu vizuri. So my baby mama were living together then. Manduru nini, the kids were so scared. Walishtuka.
Oh, I remember that story.
The story. So I got back up later. So I woke up in the hospital. I'm just seeing a bunch of guys. I was, this is Leon, this is my bro, this who. I'm like, what's happening, guys?
What's happening?
I'm like, mbona nimeka kwa wheelchair? So later we did a lot of many tests. We didn't find anything. So of course doctor said it was just fatigue. But we did a lot of tests. Then after this happened, now there are parts in my life that I never remember until today.
For real?
Nakanga chini, tulikuwa naye, nikumbuki wewe nini. I'm like, so there are parts that
Interesting.
It was so bad immediately when I was healing from that, I would go with Decap. And Decap would tell me my jokes for me to crack them for gigs. Bro, naambia joke gani ngine? Kuna joke unapiganga gani? Ananiambia niko like
But sasa uko poa?
No, now that's a long time ago. So I'm just telling you like what God did for me that time. Like something happened, we never understood what it was. So I always feel also like I'm living a second life.
It was an awakening. Because after you live life differently.
Me, I've always just been the same guy per se, but I'm more grateful to a lot of things. Then I try and see positivity most of the times. I try to walk away from trouble. I keep quiet more. I walk away. I try to give a helping hand. Then I try and understand more situations. Because today, someone will meet you like this, someone will not know.
Yeah, true.
Then Corinne here is going through something. Kevo is going through something. Nick, myself, you. We're always dealing with. But somehow I'll think my problems are bigger than.
Yeah.
And sometimes also when I have problems, I think I have monopoly of problems. Hakuna mtu mwingine akona shida. Ni mimi tu. So it was a phase that happened and it showed me a different light, that it can be taken away. So me, I don't get too attached to these things. I know they're there, I like them, I enjoy them while they last, and that is why I spend more time with my kids. Me, if I get time, look for how.
Same na mimi bro, mimi watu hii niko nao nawapikia. Buda net. Coliseum ilikuwa hivi, next day niko chuo. And I'm cooking for my kids. I'm not getting money because I know I want to work sensitive. I need to monitor. And they also need to know who is Kinkaka, who the guys used to talk about. But he was in our kitchen and anataka kitunguu na nyama, anapika. It's just me being present and talking to them. Yeah.
Important. Is that why you decided to do a gospel jam with the Telegram?
Yeah, actually it's just a big up song, and we wanted to talk about people. It's possible. Because when we linked up with Otile again, our idea was why we should not do another love song. Yeah. Otile amekapitia pia. Otile is an icon. I remember akinitafuta tufanyia Livyo Nipenda. Like I love, the reason why I said lazima nikuje interview is because we have deeper stories than just a meeting. It's like you're my bro, Otile is my bro. That's why Otile alikuja gigia, Otile mpaka alinitumia do.
For real? Yeah, juicy.
Juicy, kwa siam. Otile alienjoy show mpaka kaambia bro. Na kuniambia amenitumia. So next day I'm checking my M-Pesa. Naona maelfu ya pesa. I'm like bro, sure I've enjoyed man.
Kwanza alikuja late.
Lakini alihangaika
na duvet. Sisi tumevaa vizuri, Otile ameingia na duvet, ana shati, amebeba katei kake. I'm like, who's this guy? But he came through.
Unajua, and he knows mali tumetoana. You know, and we talk, supigana simu. We talk about life, stages of life. And it's rare to find such friendships kwa industry. It's rare. I mean, naweza kuhesabia. Like people kwa industry wale they are close to me, but I talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Me, I'm good people. I talk to everyone, but like people I can confide in and just talk. You're someone I can call. Kambia mzae ni aje?
Asante.
Kuko hivi. Wewe ndo sasa wewe ndo unaweza nisaidia kwa hilo. Because I know you're good for it. You know who I am. Unaelewa?
Yeah.
Same. Sababu no man is an island.
That's true.
Tusidanganyane, and that sometimes I go through things. You go through things. He goes
And there are people that when you see their call, you know they mean business. Like you never called me for time wasting. Kuna mtu ukiona simu yako umechoka tu sasa. Tena ukipiki tu buda. Niko hapa na Korine kusaidia Korine. Ati sasa mimi ya.
Niko hapa na watu wengine huwa salimia.
Niko na nafasi.
Si mbaya. Yeah. That's zingine. You know, we're just human beings, and I was just telling people we go through it.
Yeah. Are you guys sure King Gaga's microphone is still on? Ama imeenda sasa ina pick na mic yangu? Okay. I feel it could be better. It's giving a lot of unnecessary noises.
Frequencies.
Yeah, a lot of unnecessary noises. Now, there's a couple of young people who are watching us now, creatives and business people. A few things that you've done that have worked as you're wrapping up. I want you to now give them the cheat code. You've given us a cheat code of how to manage your day.
Yes.
How to handle a bunch of
do
things.
multiple things.
Yeah, do multiple
Actually,
things.
there's a whole book around it. It's called Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
I didn't know what I'm doing was around Atomic Habits. So I went for a film class in Hollywood. I was going to do how do you maneuver and manage to do things. So me to explain how 30 minutes, 40. And the teacher's like, don't even read Atomic Habits. You're living it. So there's a whole book of most successful people almost on Atomic Habits. Please try and read it. Because just atomic basically is the unit of everything. So kama ni so kama unataka kudu kitu, what's the unit of you achieving that thing? Na hiyo inago kwa discipline. But what I would tell young business people, just people who are running business and just trying to figure out life. One, the lessons that we learned in nursery school. Those are the lessons about respect time, respect your friend, believe in God, be clean, keep time. Hizo vitu zote tulikuwa naimba za choral in nursery school first time. Number 2 now, consistency now when you grow up. Consistency is what has put you here, is what has put you here.
True.
And then not being afraid to try new things. All kuja Colosseum, I'm sure you've never happened with such a concept your whole life. So even when I was designing, I was like, how do I design a concept that's never happened before in Kenya? In East Africa. Colosseum is a new product and we're doing another one now in November, Colosseum 3. Because for me, you need to, because evolution is taking place. There are time glasses as equal as these accessible cameras. People thought about it. So even when you're evolutionizing the media here, same with me, how do I evolutionize business? How do I evolutionize music? How do I evolutionize how people consume music? And then just the consumer technology. So many consistency, discipline, keep time. How does that come everything? Just respect yourself and know that the idea imetoka kwa God. Na kama imetoka kwa God, it can never fail. Because God amekwambia ifanye. I'll set you up. Ifanye. That's how you look at ideas. Ifanye, I'll set you up. But why people fail? Trust in yourself and God that will. And then when people fail. But it was whispered to you by God. I fail. Let your will be done. Yache yende. When you vessel to amka meeting, isha set you up. Safaricom wanasema King Kaka kwa hapa na idea. They have to give me. Because I was sent here by somebody else. It's not me. I was sent here. And yaje God amenituma mnipatie idea. Because I'm going to impact 500 kids. So when I'm here, it's not King Kaka doing a meeting. I'm here on behalf.
Your messenger.
So obbina lazima apate hii deal, but obbina na feed all these families here. Ndio maana God ana keep the show running. You think that it's you?
No.
It's your charisma?
No.
Nah.
It has nothing to do with
any tool.
Conveyor belt. I always call myself the conveyor belt.
For all these families to have what they have.
You know, most people always overthink the negative. What if you start overthinking the positive? What if it works? Because sometimes, most of the time, I just, what if it fails? What if it works? What if it works?
Because we are so inclined to as
yes. Worst case scenario. What is the best case scenario?
Yeah, best case scenario. Then that should motivate you.
What's the best case scenario? Let him cook. Kama jamaa akianza kufanya show yake ya kupika,
manze,
Ali, what's the best case scenario? We love something on the plate.
Sindapika kenenda kama ni mbaya.
Something on the plate.
Sasa najua kupika bro.
From that show.
Watu wanakujanga na wapikia the whole weekend man.
Wewe.
Breakfast must sema bacon nini, lunch ni shaweke nyama nini. Unanipata?
Okay.
Fish kidogo pale, managu. Siku hizi mimi ni bad man. Managu yangu mpaka naika maziwa. Nishafika hiyo level.
Okay, no, hiyo ni age. Well,
okay, pia mwaka yangu.
Yeah, hiyo kuweka managu maziwa, hiyo ni miaka kidogo.
Mwaka
yake imesonga.
Yes.
Wow, what next? What next for King Kaka, man?
We are finally dropping now Monkey Business.
Woo!
Finally, sasa.
Okay.
Finally.
Ndio sasa.
Unajua, we had gotten into an agreement na Izima. I'll not mention them. Izima streaming sites.
Okay.
So I wanted to hold, and then they came with changes. Before you know it, so many things happened.
Okay.
So I said, one what's wrong? So to build a site, people will buy it directly. It's 4 episodes that will change how you view cinematography. Okay. Big up to Steve Mugo, he was my DOP and my colorist, and Dream Team iko pale, Scam, Cardinali, Janet Mbogwa, Ivano. Series ni noma.
I hosted the launch. I hosted the launch.
Yeah, actually,
I hosted the launch of it.
Yeah, launch.
Yeah.
So that was just 1 episode. So now it's 4 episodes, a mini series. The beauty about Monkey Business was also just me trying my hand in now writing a series.
Okay.
And the man truly set food on 156 Kenyans, man. I spend money from my pocket.
It happens.
That's now why I got cameras now, to just cut the cost, cameras and lighting. Okay. Cut the cost. But I believe that the film industry, I'm not saying the music industry I employ as much, but the film industry employs more. Sababu music industry utaita yani na atakuja na manager na hawa watatu watenda na yodo.
That's true.
But film industry, when you buy an episode, bro, nimekwambia nililipa 156. So you know when you're buying an episode for 200, bro, this is going to 156 finally in Kenya. You see the notion changes now, the narrative changes. Yeah, so that's what I'm pushing. How can we build? My goal is nirudisha, lazima tufanye shughuli. So how can we build more that can feed more? When you look at it, you build more. So even Kenyans, when Abel is dropping a movie, consume.
Yeah.
When Yashinsky ametoka kufanya residency and it had so many people, those are families. Mimi naangaliaga hivyo, like, oh, these are many families that are being fed. Hizi ni school fees anatolewa hapo mama. So when you look at it in perspective, Kenyans now, let's start supporting people who are putting the effort. Obbina is doing crazy things. Let's look at to stream. Do akienda kuitisha sponsorship, anapata hiyo machua. Now the agency, which is now Kaka Empire Management, will get him more money.
That's true.
Clock it.
Clock it.
So that's how we're building economies.
Yeah. Most people just see it as
ati Obbina.
Yeah.
Obbina na make do.
King Kaka manze.
Ati King Kaka manze amepewa endorsement ingine akwende. But I was in a meeting with Britain and I told them it's just me, Dennis, Lily, and Eddie. We're here, 4 people. But you know the impact that we're building with Colosseum and the Youth Forum. It's 500 youths. It now will impact more than 1,000 people. So when you're paying me, you're not just paying me. You're paying me to impact. We're sort of make financial decisions. People will be inspired. We're building a future. So mtu anasema nilikuwa na nini manze? Umeninspire. So there was a corporate that made me available that day, which now in turn inspired this person to start this business. The change reaction, yeah? So that's how I look at it. Yeah.
So Monkey Business Tare?
We are finalizing, that was the hype, so to hype for a month. That we hype the whole of May. Then June, mid-June.
Inaanguka.
So right. Private watch parties, then publicly it will be available. The site will also have my previous movie called Kantupe. Itakuwa na episodes za Let Him Cook, itakuwa na Gorilla Academy. So we already have a few projects, but we also have a podcast we shot. So ukiingia tu itakuwa ni Monkey Business peke yake, it's an entertainment, itakuwa unaweza cheki kwa TV. Vile tu Netflix iko. You can scroll. So eventuality we want to build a streaming site for East and Central Africa. And that means we have conversations with directors in Uganda, Rwanda. I've gone to Rwanda, Uganda, TZ. These are sit-downs that we've had. And we ask ourselves, how can we build a product that connects Swahili countries? Because Swahili is more than 450 million people. What if we only get 300,000 people, or 500,000 people? What about 200 vodka? 200. We're not even asking for 1,000 vodka Netflix. 200 shillings, 500,000 people. That's 100 mic every month in East Africa. So that means now I can come commission more films, more shows, and not only in Kenya. And then cross promotion. Pascal can go shoot a movie in Idris in TZ. And Idris can go shoot a movie with Cedric in Rwanda. Cross promotion. Tunakutana in one country, shoot a series, and we will do promotion in each and every country. Yeah. So that's the vision of the site we're about to launch. Yeah. I love film because also now I have a music background. It means even the knowledge of scoring certain songs in film to come out. Yeah, man, it's a big
whole ecosystem, man. It's not as small as you make it look.
Nigeria, but
like a whole.
It has been in works for very many months, very many years. So now it's time to just now start teasing, get subscribers, feedback. But eventuality in Swahili's equal attention of 450 million people. What are we doing with that information? So nimeshatembea hadi nimeenda hizi ma countries.
Cheki.
Kukana ma directors, what will it take?
You need very serious servers. You know when you are doing the fight for Vurugu, the time we had 20,000 people trying to stream at the same time and pay at the same time. Baka server ikasema, hey!
Hizo zote tusha consider, bro.
What up? Yeah,
we're
so
setting up server in
serious.
Kenya, India, and some in LA.
We know, man.